big teepee. It's about 21 feet tall, 22, and we've been working on it for a while. The story behind it is when I was 5, I lived next to a woman in Florida who, she was in her 90s. She had a 10-foot cyclone fence all the way around her house, and she was scared. She was afraid of everything. She'd always yell at us. And so my dad built these teepees just out of material and sheets, and all the neighborhood kids came, and we had a great time. And we had a little club. And so one day he handed me chocolates and flowers and a card and had all the neighborhood kids sign the card. And then we were to go to her house and go through the gate. I still remember lifting that handle up, and I was maybe 6, I don't know, somewhere in there. So everybody's behind me. It's like little rascals. It was funny. So we're terrified though, and go up to this house, knock on the door. I can still see my hand rattling on the hurricane glass, and it made that sound. I can still hear it. And when the elderly woman came to the door, she wept. She wept and she hugged us. And we were friends from there on. And my dad taught me empathy. And he taught me the power of doing good and the power of being kind. And this teepee on this day is dedicated to that. And for the teepees that my dad made for us as little kids, I'm making this now for my students. And this is for you to come and to enjoy this place. It is Shangri-La. It is Shangri-La. And by the way, we have a special guest. Mr. Dan, would you exchange places with me?
You want to ask me questions?
I do.
Hey,
I do.
Hey.
So,
How's everybody?
So while if you can step forward just a little bit towards the camera. All right, so we're getting ready to do some work here with Mr. Dan. We've already been doing it at school. And first of all, I know you're under a lot of stress, Dan, so when you're thinking about the kids, and I know you have been thinking about them, what's the first thing you want to talk about today when it comes to kids and handling the stress?
Well, I think the first thing this makes me think about is change, and you're going through a really wild time, and that is super cool. Regardless of things being stressful, I wouldn't worry about that. I thought of you all, and I'm like, you know what? You're young, the world's changing. Big changes are coming, and that's really cool. That's nothing to panic about. It's just something to check out. Just kind of contemplate it. Just think about it. Just for a second. It's a changing world, and in change, there's not just opportunity, and I don't mean opportunity like money or a job. None of that. It's an opportunity for newness, for different kinds of happiness, for happiness that's not dependent on the things that used to be required, money and power and stuff like that. So anyway, it's really cool. You're very fortunate to be in a changing time like this. And of course, I wish you all well, and I definitely would like to do some practices with you, but we can talk to Rob about that.
So my wife hurt her back. I don't know if you know this, my wife hurt her back, so I've been doing all the housework, cooking, and cleaning. So this is me, right? I got piles of laundry on the floor, and I'm doing my yoga moves, right? So here's the cool thing. I noticed that because I can work from this position, I can keep my breathing going. If you go like this, it restricts your diaphragm, and you can't fully expand your lungs. Well, you do that for 10 minutes, and you're going to be starting to get in your head, get all thinking what you should or shouldn't do. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly. Anytime you get a chance to sit down like that. And like Rob was saying about the teepee, that's going to be so cool when y'all come out here. It's so nice out here. Just being outside, being barefoot, and you don't even need to do anything. It's just nice. It's just nice and fun, and relaxing. And so I'm really stoked to get everybody out here and, you know, maybe see what kind of thing we can work out with that. You know, how long, whether it can be a camp out thing or whether it's a day thing or whatever it is, would be super cool. And it's a perfect place to do some of our breathing practices too.
So Dan and I are going to finish up our cap symbol. We're not graffiti artists, so you'll have to bear with us, but we're gonna have fun, and we want blessings on you. We're gonna be back with you in a couple minutes to do some meditations, and we're gonna work on our cycle breathing, our box breathing. We're gonna talk more about handling stress. Awesome. You're a blessed man if you can do what you love.
Yeah.
Right?
Amen to that.
You're a blessed man